Hey everybody, my name is Neil Darling. I'm the founder of CrowdVoice and RingLeader. We are a corporation dedicated to communications technology. And in particular, we have a focus today on developing an all-in-one communications platform and showcasing it for you for co-working organizations. And you can also see on this slide, if you want more info, you can go to our website, ringleader.co/co-work-spaces. Again, ringleader.co/co-work-spaces. So let's get going here. So a little bit about me. I'm the founder of RingLeader. We've been around since 2003, almost 20 years in the internet communications space. We provide, SIP trunking and voice over internet, and most recently a platform called CrowdConnect. It's an offering that provides essentially an unfederated client for communications for companies and causes and other things like that. And it's very unique, and we actually think that we're bringing this network crowds and rings focus on just an overview with you today. But we're really excited about a platform that is an all-in-one communications platform that's ideal for co-working environments in particular, not only for the providers but also for the consumers of that type of environment. I think it's suitable. As we've all been through, with the pandemic, we've been forced out of our offices with the mandates, as necessary as that was. People are questioning, whether to get back to an office. We actually just moved into our office again after a couple years away. But co-working and co-working environments are really ideally suitable for the best of both worlds, in that you have the work at home, which has been perfected over the past couple of years. Everybody's taken a different approach, but moving back into an office may not be completely what everybody wants to do just yet in signing a new lease. So we have in turn, developed our crowd voicing platform to not only allow you to share and collaborate, but it's as simple as a phone system. The concept is a phone system for small micro businesses, but it's also suitable for advanced communications, for messaging, for calling, for communicating, collaborating, and it fits really nice because it's very budget friendly. In fact, it allows you to have either one-to-one calling or messaging instantly. There's really no need for a tech or an admin. It works very much like WhatsApp or Teams or Zoom, but it also allows you to consolidate your costs. And it gives you some functioning, and we say it's a freemium app, and that it's very useful at the free level, but it also allows you to offer a lot of value at the paid level, where you have $15 per month. Would allow you to have faxing and calling throughout North America. You can have a presence in Mexico, in the US, Canada, for faxing, texting, video conferencing. And really, the concept of the crowd is just there's no geographic boundaries. Anybody who has an internet access can be invited via SMS, and they can be added for free, or they can be added via email for free. And they can be invited to join your crowd and join your rings very seamlessly with a click of a mouse. So why CrowdVoice? Well, CrowdVoice eliminates the need for multiple communications platforms. And again, going back to the pandemic, we had social messaging apps, and then we had video conferencing apps, and then we had our phone system, and then we also had our fax machine that was kind of stranded back in the office. And then we went to our providers and said, hey, can you please forward this to fax to email? Or how do we start scanning things so we can avoid using faxing altogether? So we took our experience as a provider of unified communications as a service and developed a very unique platform for combining all of that, all of these key features again, targeted towards crowds, targeted towards causes, targeted towards small corporations, and really had an all-in-one approach for social messaging, conferencing, phone services, and fax communications. So with CrowdVoice, you can segment your audience. Again, from your network, you determine who's appropriate to join you. You can add those users at no charge. You have very seamless geography anywhere in the U.S., Canada, or Mexico. You have unlimited calling. You can do app-to-app calling worldwide. For free. You just put in the mobile number of the person who's on the platform. You can just do video conferencing for free. You can do, you get voicemail for free, and then you can combine your audience and your crowds in a very unique way. And then lastly, we have, we've combined a revenue generation in that we're not a free app 100%. We are a freemium platform, but if you do refer the app to other small businesses, all other small, community-based organizations or causes, that if they ever convert to paid, we'll pay you. We have a one-page agreement, and we agree to do that. And really, what's key here is that we're not selling your data. We have no interest in selling your data to Google or to Facebook or other aggregators. We do offer the platform with robust, very usable on the free level, very valuable on the business level, on the paid level, as well as on the premium level. It's extremely powerful, and each one of those things would have a return if you do sign up for our affiliate program. Okay, so the concept here, the ringleader, in this case, I'm the ringleader, but in the case of a co-working environment, the ringleader could be your customer, and your customer determines, hey, I need a platform while I'm in your facility to engage my network. And my network could be, yes, it could be my employees, obviously it could be my contractors, it could be my vendors, but it also could be my key customers. Whatever they determine is the appropriate connection that they want to make. They would create a crowd for that business line or that cause or that event, and then they would invite rings of people, which are essentially segments of your crowd, into logical groups. And again, from the concept of a phone system, which most of us would understand, a crowd is somewhat synonymous with an automated attendant that says, thank you for calling my business. Push 1 for sales, push 2 for support, push 3 for accounting. Each of those, sales, support, and accounting are rings, and you can invite not just your employees in your facility, in the co-working facility, but you can invite anybody that you want, and anybody can be anywhere in the world. If you want to add somebody to your network crowd and rings, you can do that. Whatever is appropriate for your customer to do. It's their crowd, it's their network, and it's their rings. So you want to start with your network. Your network, again, consists of your customers, employees, your donors, your volunteers, your peers, your friends, your vendors. You just have to determine who's appropriate for what I'm doing this for. If I'm running a small business, or I'm running a side gig, or I'm starting my foundation, or I'm starting a not-for-profit, or I'm starting a charity, from this co-working facility. Yes, the co-working facility is really, it's great, but it's never usually everybody. Usually it's just a handful of people, could be the management team, could be a place to meet and collaborate with the staff and the employees, in person. Could be lots of whiteboards in there, but you're not always in there. And it usually does not represent the entire scope of your network or your crowd. So with the crowd, you start with your network, you determine who's appropriate, and then you add them in. And you can have multiple crowds, which is really interesting on our platform, that if you are like me, I have a network and I have a crowd that's related to my, obviously to the business. I also have, I'm a president of my homeowners association, and I have committees, and I don't get paid for that, but I do it as a way to stay involved in my local community. But I've applied CrowdVoice and the crowdvoicing platform. I've created a unique crowd for my homeowners association. I also am on some not-for-profit boards, and I also have created some crowds for bringing that organization and that structure to your company or cause. And again, I can invite anybody to my rings. Very straightforward. Just all I need is their mobile number or their email address, and I can add them to a ring, not just for calling, but also for conferencing, but also for being part of a group SMS group, a short message service, having a group text where I don't have to depend on the mobile phone number of a user. I can instead assign a direct dial number for calling through an automated attendant, or direct dial number to each of the rings, and I can also have that as a direct SMS number to each of the people that I invite that they accept to be a part of my crowd or to my rings. Hopefully that's clear. So the power of the rings, again, it's really the most efficient way. It's a subset. It's one-to-one or one-to-all, and it allows you to very easily build those rings via SMS or email. And again, it is at its core could be used as a very dynamic virtual phone system, but it's also got some advanced and powerful features like conferencing, faxing, SMS, monitor, whisper, barge. All these contact centers of service type features have been integrated into the platform. And then lastly, we have an affiliate program to allow it to be shared. We have not-for-profits, for example, who are sharing and recommending CrowdVoice to their peers. And what's really nice about it is when they sign up, they're entitled to really a multi-tier commission, which is really straightforward. But instead of that money going to their personal bank account, they use it as an additional revenue source for their budding not-for-profit or foundation. But what's really cool about it is that it's ideal for a co-working space because it's very easy to invite those users to it, and it's not just for the people that are in the building, it's for the people that are outside the building. But the co-working facility would benefit because they did that initial invitation as part of our affiliate program, so it turns into a revenue generator for the co-working facility. Again, not just for the employees that show up there, the staff members, but also the ones that are not there, but they're the source of referring the crowd-voicing platform to those customers. And if the customers go from free to freemium to premium, they'll benefit from that revenue for as long as those customers stay active on the platform. Also, I'll note is there's no contracts with it. It's really, really handy. It's month to month. So you can combine both free users with paid users. Obviously, the paid users have more functionality because we are a paid platform. But we don't share any of your ring data or your crowd data with any data aggregator like Google or Facebook or anybody who might use information about you as something that's marketable on a free platform like WhatsApp or others. So it's a really straightforward way of doing it, and we're excited about the affiliate program, and I will show you how to sign up for that. So the power of the rings, it's really the most efficient way to route communications. Again, it's very easy to set up. You can have multiple crowds and rings. Each ring is associated with a crowd, but could be for your locations, your affiliates, your regions, your chapters, your offices, your corporate offices, your remote offices, whatever your customer may need. They can have a ring set up specifically for them. They can have an unlimited number of rings and participants, and all the users who join the crowds and rings actually do so for free. So there's no credit card required. It's really as simple as first name, last name, email address, mobile phone, so we can verify who they are, and they can join your crowd and your rings, and they can make phone calls on your behalf. They basically enable you have given them permission by inviting them to your crowd to make and receive phone calls from your rings. And we think as a result of that, we're more powerful than Slack and WhatsApp because we've added calling, video conferencing, faxing, SMS, all on the same platform. And the premium options, like I mentioned, with like contact centers of service, if there's someone that's active on a ring call who's remote, if you're the ring leader and you're also the supervisor or the delegated supervisor, you can monitor that call. You can hear it. You can also whisper advice into the ear of your crowd or your ring member, and you would also be able to join that call if you want. So if you're running a business and you have the power to monitor when people are remote to help them be successful as they support customers or support constituents, or they support somebody who's helping out with the cause, you can give them some advice, or you can jump in and join the call if you want. That's all built into the platform, and it's very, very powerful. And lastly, like I mentioned, any of the features that anybody takes advantage of, if you referred them to RingLeader, to CrowdVoice, you will get paid on it, assuming you sign up for the affiliate program. It's easy to get started. You can go right to CrowdVoice at the App Store, your neighborhood-friendly App Store, whether it's on iOS or Android or Windows or Mac. You can go to our landing page, which is crowdvoice.app, and you can just install the app for free. And again, it requires no credit card. You can just first name, last name, email address, and a mobile number for a verification, and they are set up on it. And then if they are to receive faxes or voicemails, we'll just simply use the email address that they signed up with. So there's really nothing, there's no configuration, there's nothing that anybody has to do, and there's neither a credit card or IT support required for this platform. So it's useful, and we're going to talk about this a little bit, but there's three, or I'll say there's 5 key points here. One is the free app is useful. You can use it for free, and if you have another relative or friend or peer or a colleague anywhere in the world, just like WhatsApp, to be honest, but they could sign up, you could sign up for free, and you can just dial their mobile number in the app, and you get that privacy and encryption that you get on various platforms. But you also can record the calls. There's actually dial-in numbers. So if somebody's on a mobile and you're on the free app, say you're in Mexico, there's a Mexico City dial-in number, and somebody can call that number and use your 5-digit extension that's assigned, and they can connect from a mobile or from the phone network to your app just by you revealing to them what your 5-digit extension is. So we can connect to the phone network, to free users. Everybody can record their calls, say them on the phone. It does come with voicemail. You're able to track all of your Crowd and Ring activity. You can measure your productivity, and you can easily reach more people as it comes with built-in video conferencing. So you can use it on the mobile, or you can also use it on the desktop, and they do work like other apps in concert with each other. So depending on, your calls will come to both. You'll be able to have video conferences on both. You'll be able to share desktops, and that's better than what Zoom does because we have drop-in conferencing. It is free, and it comes on the desktop side of things, and it's very easy to set up and establish. In addition, we have real-time US-based support. So anytime anybody has any questions on the platform and wants to know how to do something, our contact center in the app is live people. They're employees of RingLeader. They're not even contractors. They are multilingual. We support English and Spanish and Portuguese and French, primarily for the North American market. So you can not only assign phone numbers, from each of those markets, up to 3 when you go to the paid level, we call the business level. But you can also get support anytime that you need. So you don't have to really train your users if they don't remember. There's a very robust FAQ section in the app itself. With we instead of writing things out, we essentially have put what we call Mike Minutes. Mike's our guy who does the support, and he also has created for every function. If you got time, you got 1 minute to listen, Mike will tell you how to do whatever you're looking to do. He'll demonstrate it, he'll show it on the screen, and we continue to update those all the time. So it's very, very easy to use and very scalable. Valuable. So something is valuable in particular to you is if it saves you money or makes you money, or you can leverage it for things that you didn't expect. But one of the things that's really valuable is not having your data shared. So we do not store your data. Like, for example, your recording is not on our server. So we actually will save the recordings that you do on the app. They're actually saved on your device. So if you do want to record a call, and again, there are rules that apply to recording calls from other people, particularly in the US, you have to make sure you're being compliant. But assuming that you are, you can record calls. It's a super efficient thing to do, particularly when you're driving or you're distracted. You can keep track of those calls. but the data itself is not stored on the server. It's actually stored on your device or on your user's device. You'll be more productive because you can use the app for really all your communications. So this is really a consolidation of your Zoom and your Teams. And again, they have their place and they're really good at certain things, but they do not have the phone integration. They do not have the fax integration. They do not have the ability to have free users that are also part of your organization. That's very unique to us. And as I mentioned, it's valuable because you get 3 virtual phone numbers. So if you want to have one in Mexico City, you want to have one in Los Angeles, you want to have one in Toronto, or you want to have 3 in Washington, D.C., it doesn't matter to us. You have up to 3 numbers, unlimited calling to North America for $15. This off, sorry about that. And then lastly, like I mentioned before, everything that's unpaid, I keep saying this over and over again, but any co-working facility that shares this with their customers, you automatically, when they convert to paid customer, they could be free for a while, and then they may decide to actually move up to the business level or the premium level. If they do that, you automatically would get paid because it is essentially a freemium application that does not share data. We do not market data as part of it. Powerful. So what makes it powerful is we've integrated some of the most popular, some of the most powerful, contact center as a service features. You can assign a phone number extension to anyone in the world. You can call or text. You can have root texts that are set up on each of the rings. So if you have a ring for sales, or you have a ring for support, or you have a ring for people who are specialists in some aspect of your cause, maybe they're experts, you could put them all into a ring from your crowd, and you could monitor, whisper, and then we call barge. You could monitor the call. If the call comes into a ring, outbound or inbound, you can whisper, again, assuming that they're in your crowd and they've given you permission. You can monitor, whisper, and then you can also join the call. Certainly for training, certainly for small businesses, for small organizations, having the ability to monitor calls and give advice to new employees. One of the big problems that we've had with COVID, to be honest, is ramping people up and training them. When you're maintaining what you do all the time with your existing staff, that's one thing, and it's established, and I think working remotely helps with that. But when you get back into the office or you have a hybrid environment, the training is really what is a challenge, doing it all remotely or trying to do it over Zoom or Teams or whatever. So having this functionality to monitor people and to help them by giving them some advice to how to handle the customers, how to handle the cause, how to handle the constituents is really, really important. Lastly, we all jumped in, with COVID and started purchasing all kinds of things. We signed up for all kinds of services. We forwarded our phones, and then we signed up for every meeting app and every subscription that we could to make sure that we could function as a business entity remotely. Our fax machine was stranded at the office, so we were trying to figure out how to forward faxes and get it to fax to email and other stuff. Well, the nice thing about the platform is it does support fax and conferencing and SMS and calling all in one platform, should you want to take advantage of that. So it's very, very powerful. Lastly, again, our affiliate program, it's basically 15%. Anybody that you share, each person that signs up for CrowdVoice has the option of signing up for the affiliate program. You just click a button in the app, and again, I'll show you that in a little bit. If you'll immediately get an email back, and it'll have a one-page agreement that you have to digitally sign. You'll have to fill out a W-9, and you can assign it to yourself. Or you could also assign it to your not-for-profit organization. We have a lot of folks do that. But what's really interesting about our program is that once we track everybody that you invite, if they ever convert to paid, if they've been invited by you first, you're entitled to that customer. You put essentially your thumbprint on them. You're going to earn 15% on anybody that you invite to convert first to paid, but wait, there's more. You'll earn an additional 7% on anybody they invite. So if you're in a co-working environment and your staff are working the front desk, and somebody comes in and says, yeah, I really need I need a phone system. Do you sell phone systems? Do you have any advice? You could say, yes, let me just text you this link. This link is set up on our co-working account, and they will sign up for it, and they'll sign up for free, and then they'll convert to maybe to a paid account, to a business account, or to a premier account. When they do that, you'll immediately start getting 15% on them. And if they invite their employees, kind of like the diagram shows in the bottom here, you actually get 7%. And we encourage you to encourage the customer to also sign up for the affiliate, because anybody that they invite, you'll get 7%, but they get 15%. And then anybody that's invited from the employee side, for example, they get 7%. So we do want to make sure that people know it's not a secret what we're doing, and how we're encouraging this to be shared and have it go viral. We've had great returns on it. People are very excited about it. And we've just incorporated it into the platform to make it a way that it benefits everybody. Lastly, here on this, we have a Zeta phone, particularly for co-working. It's great. We call the Zeta Crowd Phone. It is a phone that actually works with CrowdVoice and Team Voice and Zoom Phone. So you can use it. It's a great phone because it's actually a tablet. Comes with a camera. You've seen a picture of our white one that we have, white and gray. It's completely portable. It's actually got a battery. So if you don't want to plug it in, you don't have to. It works as well as your cell phone. But if you're a mobile business, or you say, hey, we're going to go rent the room down the hall for today, and they want to do their Zoom calls, they can just bring the phone with them. It's got a stand in the back, and it can go in the bag if you want. If you want to bring it to the home office, you want to bring it back to the co-working facility. It's really super. It works off of Wi-Fi. It has an Ethernet port. It also has a SIM card slot. We don't provide the SIM card or the service on that, but if you have a need for using 3G, 4G outside of the office because of your customer does some field events or trade shows or things like that, it's an absolutely ideal platform for road warriors that are out there, but certainly in co-working environments where people come and go, and someone's using the office for a day or two, and then somebody else is using it for a day or two. You literally can just take your phone with you if you want. So a little summary of the features. We don't talk a lot about features, but you get dedicated phone numbers in one or many countries, up to 3, all of North America. You have unlimited extensions. Anybody can be invited and get an extension for free. It's tied to your crowd. One-to-one, one-to-many, group text messaging, SMS. We have video conferencing that's actually free. Faxing, fax to email, built in. We also have fax to fax machine offerings. We do have that as an option if somebody wants it. It comes with voicemail, the option for call recording. The recordings, again, are stored on your phone. We have the contact center as a service features like monitor, whisper, and barge. You can deploy it to anybody in the world that you want. You just simply invite them. You need their mobile number or their email address. It has end-to-end encryption, and it has phone, email, and chat support real time. So you don't need to be the administrator on this. If they have any questions, there's a very robust FAQ with mic minutes. They're 1-minute videos that show people how to do exactly what their questions are, and they can do it anytime. But there's also a built-in chat that's there all the time. If they can talk with our folks, and they're multilingual. We support in both English and Spanish and Portuguese and French, really for the North American market. And like I said, your data is private with us. We're not sharing your data, your call detail records, or your location information. If we take location information, it's strictly for 911. We want to make sure that if you use the app, it is 911 compliant, so that we can get emergency services to you if you happen to dial 911 on the app. And lastly, it's all managed by the user. It's not an administrator. They can do it right from their mobile device. So if you're the ring leader and you have signed up for the services, you can basically control the crowds in the rings. You can invite or uninvite people to your rings, and all you need to know is their mobile number. We do also interface with your address book if you let us. It makes it really easy for you to invite other people and to communicate with them via SMS or group SMS as well. So summary of the plan. So again, we have the free plan. You have unlimited app-to-app calling. You have voicemail. You also have the ability on the desktop to share your screen for free, no limitations with our drop-in conferencing. All your users can support up to 15 encrypted video calls if you want for conferencing. It has full privacy encryption. We do smart sync your contacts if you let us. We do ask for location services only for 911 compliance. There's no ads and there's no trackers or anything like that, and it is free. If you do want to have calling, it's $15. It's flat. It requires, it gives you secure worldwide messaging, video, and conference calling. We have 3 international local phone numbers anywhere in Mexico, pretty much anywhere in Canada, and anywhere in the US. So it allows you to very seamlessly have a virtual presence in the places that maybe you do business or where your users are. And it has end-to-end security. We have unlimited faxing that comes with those numbers. So you have unlimited voicemail, and then you have the ability to swap your SMS between those 3 numbers, and the call recording, and a lot more features like transferring, other UCaaS related features. Now, on the premium level, that's where you really become the ringleader. It's suitable for, again, a cause or a corporation, doesn't matter. But we have our crowds that are automated tenants. We have the ability to have local and international numbers that are assigned directly to the crowds in the rings. The crowd conferencing, you can initiate that from any ring that you want for everybody who's in the ring. So we call them a contact ring. So you can actually group people that you want to have regular, easy conferences with, and you want them to be private. They'll get invited to the app, and then you could just use those rings essentially for conference calling if you want. If you don't want to really have them receive phone calls or anything like that, certainly for a service business, it's ideal. And then lastly, we have the Whisper, Monitor, and Barge, which is a contact center, very advanced, very expensive feature normally, but it's included in the premium package. It's just for those who subscribe, to it. No extra cost for that. So that concludes my my presentation. I'm going to put my phone up here. I'm going to give you a little demo of some of these features just so you can see it. Go ahead and end the show here. Bring it up here, minimize that. I'm going to show you a couple things here. So on the screen here, this is the Mac version of the CrowdVoice app, and it's very easy to download. And once you download, you can either do it on Mac and then add it to your phone, or vice versa. You can do it on your phone and add it to your Mac or your Windows or your Android. But I'm showing you based on iOS and Mac here. I'm going to actually minimize this. I just wanted to show you that it's supported, and then I'll close that. My desk is pretty messy, so do that. When you get into the app and you sign up, and I am already signed up, as you can tell. But you basically come to the portal. You see the portal button actually on the bottom here. And that's really where the meat of everything that you can do. If you want to assign numbers, you'll see on the bottom. And I have actually, you can customize the dashboard so you can see icons that I have the FAQ. I can add that in actually. And upgrade your account. I've already done that. I've already synced my devices, all my devices to CrowdVoice. So I don't need to see that. So it's just gone. And I can actually have the affiliate. I'm good to go. So I can go back here and hit done. And then on my dashboard, you can see in here that I actually have my numbers. I've already procured my numbers, but I have numbers in Canada. I have numbers in the US. This is New York City, and I also have one for Mexico City. They've been added to my account, but if you want to add them, you just simply upgrade your account, and then you can add up the 3 numbers really in any. And we're going to ask you what city, what country, what state or province, and what city you want it in, and we'll assign you a number. It takes about a minute maybe to complete. You can also change the language here. I'll just show you here, but doing it that way. But you see that there's English, and then there's Spanish, and there's French, and then there's Portuguese. So I can change the interface on this at any time if you have employees or staff where English isn't the first language. It's nice to be able to switch that around so there's no confusion. And then on the portal, I'm going to go back to the dashboard. I want to show you the crowds and rings and the affiliates. So on the affiliate side, I mentioned this several times, but there's a button here, sign up here to earn income by inviting friends and family. I've already signed up. If I hit open portal, it actually will go and show you everybody that I've invited. and what the status is, and when you get paid on those on the second of every month. So once you sign up for it and you're approved, it only takes a couple hours to get approved, based on your submission and your, making sure you've signed the form, digitally signed the form correctly. But you're in, and then you do have to maintain a business level account on the system. But at any time you want to have your link to be able to invite your friends and family, you just hit copy, and then you can add it to social media, or you can put it into a blog or put it on your website or whatever you want. If you want people to join, you can do that. And again, if they start off free, and that's fine, but if they ever convert to paid, they'll get added to your thing. And then you can see here that I've actually invited a bunch of people, and you can see that these are actually people that have subscribed, and these are the ones actually I would get paid on. But I can track that real time in the app. Again, it's kind of an aside, but it is very unique to us that anybody you invite, we've integrated the commission tracking into the app. The FAQ is here. I mentioned the Mike minutes. Here they are. There's Mike. Here are some of the most popular categories. You can keep adding new ones and updating these as the interface updates. But anytime you have it, you can actually go to it. And Mike says how to send a fax. He hits play, and you can listen to it. And we kid it. So they range from 40 to about 70 seconds. Not always exactly a minute, but we do the best we can. Mike's very good at this. But it's in the app, so you know. And as you see on the bottom, we're online. How may we help you today? If you click on that, you have a question, you get real-time support. So when you push it out to your users, they really don't have to come back to you and say, how do I do this? How do I do that? They can actually look at the FAQ, or they can communicate with us directly. We have live support 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We are expanding, but we are trilingual, like I said, and we're adding French, but we have Portuguese, Spanish, and English in our support group right now. And they do support all of our CrowdVoice customers, and the response time is very, very quick. Go back to the dashboard. I want to just show you my crowds. So if I go to my crowds, and I have I'm going to show you one here. I got so many, but I did for Tacoma, Washington. I set up a Tacoma Boys and Girls Club. When I did so, I assigned a toll-free number, and then I basically recorded the intro, and then I recorded the menu. In this case, the menu only has one, because the Tacoma Boys and Girls Club actually just wants to have a simultaneous ring to everybody who's in here, and they also want to use this direct dial number, which is up here, so that people can call it directly, or they can SMS it directly. So if an SMS message comes in here, all three of these people, of which I'm one of them, could be up to 20 in there, would get the message, or they'd actually get the phone call, and it would simultaneous ring. If I want to add a new person, I would just go through and I click add member. As I mentioned, just have their email address, add their mobile number. They'll get a text message if you do the mobile number. They click on it, even if they don't have the app, it'll prompt them to install the app, and they'll be added to your ring. And what's even great about this is that if you invite them to a ring to help you, you automatically get credit for them if they start using the app, and they add to paid. They'll be one of the ones that you get paid on. And again, I mention it only because in a co-working environment, it benefits the owner of the facility, but it also benefits the businesses that they can convey, saying, hey, this is why we're using CrowdVoice. Because if you like it and you refer it and you start using it, the money's automatic, and we just make sure that everybody gets paid as a result of having this service. So I'll close that. Here I mentioned this is a contact ring. In this case, obviously, if someone pushes one, it's going to ring to all three, but I can hit instant conference, and I would be conferencing with all these three people. I don't really want to do it right now because I haven't cleared it with those other people. Peter Chi actually runs ThinkSpace out in Washington State, and I was showing this to him. But you can also schedule, so you can have contact rings, and what I call a contact ring is just they're conference rings. They're rings that you just want set up for your staff or for your team, to make sure you're the ringleader, they're your crowd, that you can actually have them by function. In his case, he may have it for sales, or he may have it for facilities, he may have it for marketing, that he wants to just talk with his different team members on a scheduled conference or instant conference. And we're not trying to replace your meeting apps or other things. What we are trying to replace is the need for a conference bridge And what's nice about this is that it does dial the phone automatically. No one has to do anything. They just have to answer the phone. They don't have to put a pin in. They don't have to say anything. Once they hit instant conferencing, the phone rings, the app rings. It rings on their Mac, it rings on their desktop, it rings on their app, the mobile app, and they can just answer it, and then they're in. And then you do have controls for muting people and doing different things. But if you decide you want to remove somebody at some point because you have had a staff change or something, but you can just make them temporarily unavailable because maybe they're working on a different project or they're working a different shift, or you can just hit remove and remove them. So we've had some co-working facilities that want to actually sign up. They want to create all the crowds for the customers and do it as kind of a value-added service where they're essentially managing the phone system for the customer. That's fine if you want to do that, because each crowd can have a different credit card number associated with it. So all the billing could be split and hit the customer's credit card, or you can just to have the customer walk through getting the crowd set up, and they can have that on their account and on their phone, and be able to do it. But I could add up to nine different rings on this if I wanted. Some of them could be, in this case, we are advertising, a phone number for the silent auction so that we can get silent auction items donated. And we want to make it easy so someone can text that number or they can call. They want to donate something for the auction, and then and I'll show you one more thing. So if I want to call somebody back, I would go to the dashboard. I would go to my rings, and again, I have a lot of rings. Just so bear with me while I go to the bottom. But you see, if I essentially change my my ring members here, as I mentioned, I'm the ring leader. I'm the supervisor. I could delegate somebody else to be the supervisor, but with supervisory privileges, I can monitor that ring. I can also whisper. Peter gets a call, I can monitor him. I can whisper in his ear, and I can also join the call. And I can see, I don't have an active call because I only have one phone here, but it would be an inbound or outbound arrow, left or right, and the call would be active, and then this little button would be highlighted, says monitor the call. If you click on monitor, your phone rings as the ringleader, and you're going to start immediately hearing that both sides of that call. They won't hear you, and then you just do 0, 1, and 2. And 1 allows you to whisper. I would be able to whisper into Peter's ear. If I push 2, I could join the call. If I push 1, I'm back to talking to him. If I push 0, neither one of them can hear me, and I can just listen to the remainder of the call. So that's how the monitor, whisper, and barge work. Now, if I want to, say I want to make a phone call on behalf of the Tacoma Boys and Girls Club, I would go here and I would hit change caller ID. And again, I have a bunch of these, so just bear with me. But I would go to the bottom here, the silent auction inbound. So I have two choices. I can either pick to the top here so it's easier to see. I could select the Tacoma Boys and Girls Club. That's the main number. So if I want to make a phone call on behalf of the Tacoma Boys and Girls Club, I can do that, and then the caller ID, it will show Tacoma Boys and Girls Club. It'll also show this toll-free number, or I can, I can switch it to the silent auction inbound. It's actually switching now to the account, where I can click on silent auction inbound. So this is a direct dial call because I'm calling specifically about the silent auction. If I make a call, it'll actually show this direct dial number that's in Tacoma. But if I have to leave a voicemail for somebody, because I'm trying to get them to donate an item, they would they would be able to text that number back, and it would go to all three of us, me and Peter and Ashley, who are part of this this demonstration ring that I have here. I'll show you while I'm here. Oops. Okay, change the number again. Didn't mean to do that. My thumb is too big, but I go here, and then you'll see I have the ability to update the SMS caller ID for either my Canada number or my my United States number. Again, if I had a co-working facility and I had a service business, it just allows them to not use their personal, especially for staff or service employees. They can basically mask behind the CrowdVoice SMS number, and they can communicate with customers about deliveries or about meeting at the home or doing a repair or whatever it may be. But it's, again, all integrated into one entire platform. So to kind of wrap up here, I appreciate your time. this is very usable as a free application. We think it's very valuable at $15 to have unlimited North American calling and faxing and other things, and then very, very powerful with the contact center as a service option. Whereas the RingLeader, you actually will buy the minutes, you'll assign those numbers to your crowd and to your rings, and then you could also have crowd conferences. You could do certain rings just for conferencing if you like, and then you could switch around, and it's all live instantly. And it does give you a lot of powerful features. It allows you to transfer calls, do different things, and we do have the option. I mentioned the Zeta Phone, so you can add the Zeta Phone to this. That phone will allow you to get off your app, and you can actually use it. It has a curly cord, and you can hold it up to your ear. You can take that phone with you. You can do your meetings on it because it's a bigger screen, not as clumsy as your laptop, but as flexible as anything that you may want. If you can do your Zoom meetings, your Teams meetings, or your CrowdVoice meetings with a drop-in conferencing using the Zeta Phone. We called it the Zeta Phone because we were like, it's the last, they said COVID-19, and they had different variants. So we were like, this is the only phone you're going to need. It's the Zeta Phone. It's the last one on the list, and we're bringing it to you now. So we hope you like the Zeta Phone. We're happy to consign them with co-working organizations. That's another thing that we're doing, where you just put them in the drawer. If a customer buys them, there's great margin on these phones, and you can hand them out. You can sell them. You can take the charge, immediately from your customer, add it to their account, and then if you have a card on file, we'll charge you for that phone once it leaves your drawer. We have a way of accounting for that just to make sure, but we want to make it as seamless as possible and not have you tie up money in inventory. But the feedback that we've gotten on the Zeta Phone, in particular with co-working, has been very, very, very positive. So that's the demo. Hopefully I did an adequate job. If you would like one customized for your organization, we're happy to provide that. Just let me know.